You know it. I know it. We all know it. Marvel Studios and Sony are absolute masters of the dark art of the trailer lie. They love to mess with us. They edited the Hulk into the Wakanda charge. They totally erased Tobey and Andrew from the scaffolding fight. They know exactly how to play with our expectations. I have paused this trailer probably a billion times today. I've scrubbed through it frame by frame, and let me tell you, there are secrets hidden in the shadows that change everything we know about the MCU. We've got massive X-Men teases, Peter Parker going through a horrifying physical change, Bruce Banner doing very scary math, and, yes, Marvel digitally erased massive characters from the final fight scene again. I'm going to show you exactly who is missing at the end of this video, but first, we need to talk about the mutant-sized elephant in the room. Alright, let's look at the scene where Spidey is getting dragged through the streets by a literal military tank. He smashes past a city bus. If you pause right here, look at this terrified passenger staring out the window. Notice the very distinct, thick white streak in her hair? Naturally, the internet completely broke today. Everyone is screaming, "IS that Rogue." The X-Men are here. Look, it looks exactly like Rogue from the comics and the 90s cartoon. But guys, let's take a deep breath. This is classic Marvel misdirection. They know we are foaming at the mouth for mutants after Deadpool and Wolverine. They want us chasing ghosts and obsessing over an extra's hairstyle. But just because she might be a fake-out, doesn't mean there isn't a world-shaking mutant in this movie. That old lady isn't driving the tank. She's being hijacked from the inside. And all the industry leaks are pointing to one person. Stranger Things star Sadie Sink playing a variant of Jean Grey. She's staging a violent prison break from the safety of her cell. We've even seen leaked concept art of her in her classic green and yellow outfit. Jean Grey is here, and she is terrifying. So with all this mutant talk, Peter Parker and Bruce Banner have a heavy chat in the trailer about mutating DNA. Does this mean Spider-Man is officially a mutant now? Not quite. There's a big, legal difference in Marvel lore. Mutants are born with the X gene. Enhanced individuals, or mutates, are regular people who get their powers the hard, painful way. Like taking a super soldier serum, taking a bath in gamma radiation, or, getting bit by a radioactive spider. The government still classifies Peter as an enhanced operative. But guys, just because he isn't an X-Men mutant, doesn't mean he isn't changing. Our boy is going through a massive, kind of gross, physical rebirth. This movie is taking heavily from the famous comic storyline The Other, Evolve or Die. Peter is pushed to the edge, goes into a biological cocoon, and comes out different. For the first time since Tobey Maguire, Peter has organic web shooters. He isn't wearing Tony Stark tech anymore. Those webs are coming straight out of his wrists. If you pause on the damage control computer screen, they call him Vigil 9. His strength is upgraded, his webs literally shatter solid steel swords now. His agility is beyond human limits. And the craziest part? Look at his eyes. They glow red in the dark. His spider sense isn't just warning him of danger anymore. He isn't just defending his neighborhood. He is hunting. Speaking of science, let's go back to Bruce Banner for a second. We see him in a lecture hall, and on his massive whiteboard is a bunch of math about QCD quantum chromodynamics. Now, I'm no scientist, but in a Marvel movie, math is never just decoration. This is real-world physics about the strong forces that hold matter together. Basically, Bruce is trying to figure out why the multiverse is literally falling apart and collapsing. It explains how Jean Grey bled into our universe. But Jean Grey being here? That might be the worst possible news for Bruce Banner. Remember Age of Ultron? Remember what happened when the Scarlet Witch got into Hulk's head? He nearly leveled a whole city. And Jean Grey is on an entirely different power level. There is a massive theory growing right now that Jean Grey invades Bruce's mind, breaks down his mental walls, and forces him to rip off that Smart Hulk inhibitor we saw in She-Hulk. If she breaks his brain, we are going to get the terrifying, unstoppable, unhinged savage Hulk stomping right through the middle of New York City. But don't worry, even with all this crazy multiverse stuff, this movie is bringing the gritty, street-level New York vibes back. Frank Castle, the Punisher, is here, doing what he does best, putting bad guys in the morgue. It looks like Spidey and Punisher are going to clash hard. Spider-Man wants to put villains in jail. The Punisher wants to put them in the ground. But the big question is, Who is funding these guys? Mac Gargan, the Scorpion, is back. And suddenly he has a military-grade, crazy expensive mechanical tail. With Kingpin out of the picture, someone really rich and really scary is taking over the criminal underworld. The smart money right now is on Tombstone. He's a classic, terrifying villain, and it perfectly explains how these low-level thugs are getting massive weapon upgrades. But amidst all this chaos, there is one moment in the trailer that absolutely broke my heart. Peter writes a letter to MJ. I cleaned up the blur on the image, and it reads, "Hi, my name is Peter Parker, and you don't remember me, but the truth is I love you, and I hope that deep down something inside you remembers you love me too." Oh man, grab your tissues. But here is the coolest detail. Look at MJ's wall in the background. She has a full-on Pepe Sylvia conspiracy board. Red strings, news clippings, blurry photos of Spider-Man. Doctor Strange erased her memory, but he didn't erase her personality. MJ is smart. She's an investigator. She figured out his secret identity before, and she is putting the puzzle pieces together all over again. Plus, she's still wearing the broken Black Dahlia necklace he gave her. The magic erased her mind, but it didn't erase her heart. Alright, we made it to the end. It is time to expose Marvel's biggest lie in this entire trailer. Remember in No Way Home when the lizard got punched in the face by an invisible ghost because they edited Andrew Garfield out of the shot? Yeah, they did it again. Look at the climactic swinging scene. Spidey is fighting a horde of hand ninjas. But look at the framing. The physics are completely wrong. There is a massive chunk of empty, dead space right here on the screen. And look at this ninja in the background. He is literally looking down and swinging his weapon at thin air. Who is he fighting? Based on everything we just talked about, Marvel has completely scrubbed two massive characters from this final battle against Tombstone and his ninja army. Spider-Man isn't fighting alone. That empty space belongs to a heavily armed Punisher and a fully unleashed, totally savage Hulk. They're going to team up in the third act, and Marvel is trying desperately to hide the true scale of this fight from us. Spider-Man, Brand New Day, is looking like an absolute masterpiece. We get scary new spider powers, the emotional heartbreak of MJ, the Punisher bringing the pain, and the arrival of Jean Grey bridging the gap to Secret Wars. But what do you guys think? What was your favorite hidden detail in the trailer? Do you think Tombstone is the main villain, or is Jean Grey going to be the ultimate threat? Let me know all your craziest theories down in the comments below, because I read every single one of them. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe so you never miss an update, and I will see you guys in the next video.